Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. And finally we're diving again. It's been about 2 months since my last dive and will be only my 4th dive of the year. So pretty stoked. Me and Brother Dex are out here. But the water finally looks better. So the plan for today is we're gonna swim down the coast and check in a lure hole, check some ledges and see, hopefully we can find sashimi. We're not being too picky today though, so whatever comes our way is hopefully we can get it. Stay tuned guys, gonna get suited up, hike it, shoot. So this is the first drop of the day, and like I've mentioned in past videos, I usually use the first drop to kind of gauge how my breath holds are and how I'm feeling during the dives. Now, taking note of my breath holds and how I'm feeling, that kind of dictates what I am going to do throughout the rest of the dive. On this dive, this was about 30 feet, and my breath hold is doing pretty good. Like, I feel really good during this dive, so it means I can hit my comfort depth, which is usually about 50 feet, and not worrying about pushing my limits. So on this drop, I noticed some moose and ukus just over a ledge as I was swimming over to check in the lure hole. So here I am on the bottom. I have my head resting on my hand, dusting, and my eyes are closed to try and conserve energy. Now in the past videos, a lot of you have called me out for moving my head a lot, which does scare the fish. And so here I'm trying to minimize the movement of my head. Now you can barely see it way in the background, but there's this little uku that came into range maybe once or twice, but I thought it was a little too small, and I was trying for the moose, which never came in. So eventually I finally made it to the Uluwal caves. Now I got a little bit too excited and dropped down well before the hole and ended up having to crawl over, which was a bad thing because I made a little too much movement and spooked all the little fish. On another note, I think it's better to crawl over to the hole than dive straight into it, because if you dive directly from the top of the hole into it, then you're gonna scare away possibly any uluas that's inside of the hole. So as I said earlier, my breath holds and dives was feeling really good, so I decided to check some zones that I know in the past held ukus. Now this was probably the 2nd or 3rd drop out here, and this is at about 59 feet. As you notice, I'm looking around. I don't see any of the ukus, but I see these opelucalas kind of making their way, and I know most of them are kind of small, but I'm scoping some out that could possibly be decent size for sashimi. Here I'm checking this guy out. He's coming right in, and he comes up to me point blank. And fortunately enough, I was able to get a stone shot. Definitely not the biggest opelucala I've shot, but nice sashimi grade for sure. Got some sashimi platters later that night. So I was swimming around following my dive partner for a while, and I came across this pinnacle or rising reef, whatever you want to call it, and noticed this one nice sized uku that was kind of mid-water. So I took a drop, and he's off in the distance. You can barely see him. And I was trying so hard for this uku. I took several drops on him and passed up this uku. I think you'll see in some of the frames that I don't even pay attention to some moose that come within range. So after a few drops on that uku, I noticed the moose in the area was very tame, Most of them was 2 to 3 pound range. Of maybe two of them was in the 5 pound range, and I decided to focus my attention to the moose. Now I know they were tame. I could get one if I really tried for it, and that's what I'm doing here. I was trying to pick out the biggest moose, and you'll hear in the distant a nice engine getting super loud and just kind of catches my attention, and I totally get concerned of the engine sound rather than focusing on the moon. So I break the surface and see this boat coming towards me, and as you can see in this frame, my dive buoy is right next to me. I literally was diving under my buoy, and for the most part of me was scared shitless that this boat was coming right at me. And then there's of course the other part of me that's pretty furious. But I decided to just swim to my float and like make sure he doesn't run me over, because I'm pretty sure he didn't see my flag till the very last second. So that encounter with that boat kind of messed with me, and for like a good 45 minutes it took me to like calm down and just like relax. And I almost called it quits. I almost went up to my dive partner and said I'm going back in. He saw the whole thing, but instead I decided, you know what, I'm gonna relax, and then when I finally do relax, I'm gonna try again on these moves. So finally, by this clip, I finally get most of my breath back. I'm able to calm down a little bit. I kind of get a few glimpses of the uku, which kind of gets my mind off of the boat. And as far as the boat, I watched that boat drive way off into the distance. So here I am again at about this. There's about a 52-foot ledge. The top of the ledge is 52 feet, and I'm kind of just waiting to see what comes in. Now you can see the moose are pretty close, and I'm just trying to pick out a good size one to bring home to make maybe ankake moo or something. Here I got lucky. I moved the gun a little too fast, but I was still able to get a shot off and land this good size moo. Anytime I'm able to land a moo, it's always a good feeling. But this one was just a little bit better feeling just because of the scare before that. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to making ankake moo again. So this is something I don't always show, but I love to clean my fish in the water or as soon as they jump out of the water, because it just makes everything more simpler. When you get home, you don't have to worry about cleaning your fish, and sometimes it brings, you know, in this case I was hoping this would bring the ukus in. Sometimes it brings sharks too, but yeah, I just like to clean my fish while I'm in the water. So on the way in, I decided to check another zone where I've seen oceanic poalus and ukus. Now, a friend of mine asked me for oceanic poalus, so I thought I'd check this spot, which, as you saw right there, there was a few of them in the area. Now, I kind of am facing the wrong way. I should be facing to the right, but they come up behind me, right of me, but behind me. So I don't get a shot off on this clip. So I decide to go up, do another breathe up, and take a drop on the deeper end of that ledge. So here's that drop on that ledge, and I overshot the ledge and ended up dropping into the channel because of the slight current there was, and ended up diving in the channel, which was about 69 feet. As you can see, all the oceanic poalus are gone and nowhere to be found. So on the way in, I shot a decent sized oo and a roy. So this is the clip of that roy. It was the larger roy I've seen throughout the day, so I decided to try and take this one off. of the reef, which of course he swims into a hole, and I have to make a second drop to get him out. Well, so that was the dive. Didn't shoot a lot of big fish, but got sashimi for the wife. That one came super close. Got a nice little moo. Probably do angkake moo again. Got a roi off the reef and a small uhu for friends. Either way, it was a great day out. Nice rubber boat decided to pay me a visit. That was pretty scary, but yeah, saw a lot of uhus. Just they didn't wanna come in range. But all in all, great day. So I'm gonna pack up and head home, eat some lunch. So yeah, thanks. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let you guys see the fish real quick and then head on my shoot. Sashimi for the wife. Moo, fat roi, and a nice uhu. Love it. Cheers, guys. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, like, please. And until the next video. Shoots.